everybody, hello, it's Monday, therefore it is our alphabet challenge, and today it's B, and the prompt for today is, come as no surprise to you, botanical. Yes, we're going to do botanical. Now, for those of you that have been watching me recently, emptying my drawers, seeing what I've got, you'll know that I'm already doing a little botanical series. Just with what I find in the drawers, but these tend to be a little on the grungy side, not too grungy, but a little on the grungy side. But today's is definitely not grungy. It is very, very pretty. So I have cut out 3 pieces of card that are pertinent to me. I'm not going to give you the measurements because it really depends on the size of the stamp that ultimately you will be using. So I'm going to take my largest piece, which is going to be my background. This is going to be the piece I stamp on. And this I want to do in background colours as well, so I can stamp out with this, what's it called? Curator stamp. So I'm going to put the piece away that I'm going to stamp on, just somewhere safe for the time being. And let's make a background for these. So the colours I'm going to use today are Dusty Concord and another colour, which seems to have gone lost. So I hope you're all doing all right. There it is. Stormy Sky. Those 2 colours. Very pretty colours. Colours certainly this one, you won't see me use very often, but... So this is mixed media paper. This is my messy mat. So let's go down with the Dusty Concord first. Put it onto the messy mat. Break it up with a bit of water. And then we're just going to dibby dab. And it's just particularly the edges of this. You won't see the middle part of it. So there's no point stressing about the middle. Oh wow, it's glorious, isn't it? Oh, fairly good coverage down the edges. That's just gorgeous. Oh my, I love that. I'm just going to take a piece of my blue roll and just look at that bit there, which will never be seen. What a tragedy. And just dab this because it introduces texture to it. See? So it just makes it even better and makes it quicker for us to dry as well. But that's the Dusty Concord. So I'm going to dry that piece before I come in with the Stormy Sky. And this piece here, let's just dibby dab, see what we get. Oh, it's just beautiful. Yeah, that's lovely. Let's pick up some of this and just stamp into it with our bit of blue roll. It's lovely. That's all I can say. It's blooming gorgeous. There we are, that's really nice. So I'm just going to dry those now, clean up this Dusty Concord, dry those now, and then I'll be back and we'll do the Stormy Sky. So I'll see you in a sec. So those are dry, so let's go in with the Stormy Sky. Ooh, juicy ink pad. Same thing, break it up again with the water. And then just dibby. And it's just, I mean, it takes on a sort of grey appearance, but it is blue. Lovely. These are oxides that I'm using, which, as you all know by now, are opaque. So this blue is sitting on top of the purple. And it is, as I say, it's just the edges really that I want. So there's no point faffing over the middle, because that's not what I want. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's really, really nice, as is that bit. So let me just dry that top little bit a little bit and then dab back into it, because I've got not much definition up there. Where have I got some dotties? So I'm just pressing very lightly. Okay. And I'll dry those and I'll be back to you. Right, so that's them dried. This is the other bit of mixed media paper that we had at the start. And you can see that just fits on there perfectly. And you can see the background. Everything's looking tickety-boo. So I want to just stamp onto there now. I'll put that down just in case. And I'm just using a mixed media stamp. You use whatever you've got. This was the one that was on the desk. It's the one that came to hand. And I'm using the same colours, the Distress Oxide Dusty Concord. And I'm just going in just to add a bit of interest to that edge. Maybe a bit of this on the top. And then I'll use the Stormy Sky. Let's clean that purple oxide off first. Just so there's something in the background, really. That was not what I meant to do there. But it's there now, so live with it. As I say, use any stamp you've got. This was a desk dweller, so there we are. There we have it. Just a little bit of detail in the background. Now, the other thing that I want to stamp is this little piece, and I want to stamp that with my Curator stamps. I definitely don't need all of it, definitely not. And I'm going to stamp it in black, Universefine black, and I'll just do these 6 in this corner, which is way more than I need, but you never know, sometime in the future I might need them. I'm just going to pop that onto there and press it down. And whatever sort of stamp we get, that's what sort of stamp we get. Yeah, look. Perfect. Perfectly perfect. Okay, so let's clean this oxide off here. Finished with these 2. That's still quite clean. Right, so the next bit is the really interesting bit, actually. And I'm going to take these stamps that I was showing yesterday. That, for those of you that didn't see them, they are glorious. Absolutely right up my street. But given all the ones that I have, I'm going to choose the Iris because it's my mum's name and it means a lot to me. So I'm going to choose the Iris. So let's get that out of here. And I must confess, I have had one little trial this morning just to make sure that it worked. out. Pop that back in there. Right, so what I want to do is, what I have done is, looked out some of my watercolour markers. Now these are Zigs. I know some of you have some of these because we sent some out years ago now probably. But you can see the stamp and you can see what it's supposed to be. Let's put that all the way in. So that's kind of what we're after, this image. So I'm going to use, I've got two different greens. I've got one that's called light green and one that's called mid green. It doesn't matter. You can use your ink pads if you want. Put your ink pad out onto your board and pick it up with a brush. Anything, whatever's comfortable for you. And I'm going to paint my stamp, which I know is a little unusual. Some of you will have come across this before, I know, but to some it will be new, and it's just so lovely. So I'm painting it with the mid green, I think it called this one. Just brushing over the stamp, not being particularly careful here. And then I'm going to get my other green and go over the bits. Well, just go over it all generally, really. Whatever happens is whatever happens. Should get a nice sort of melding of these two colours, because I don't want the leaves to look like they're all one colour. So that's pretty much that done. So onto the flowers, and I've got two purples and a blue, but I think I only probably need one purple, so I use the darker one. Just come in at the bottom there. And here I want it all, the purple to be very central, because that's kind of the darkest bit. So I'm just being guided by what the impression looks like on the packet. But really, you don't need to be careful. Just paint away. Let's go around the outside, kind of. So, I was going to say take your time, and yeah, I mean take your time, but there's no skill required. We're painting a stamp. There we are, okay. Right, so now what happens is, several ways of doing this. This is the way I'm going to show you today. I've got my painted stamp here. Of course it's begun to dry, so I'm going to spritz it and then stamp it. I'm not putting it on a stamp pad, I'm just using the bit of cellophane stuff that came with it. Centre that up and stamp it. And what we're after is a nice watercolour-y look. Let's hope that's what we get. So I'm pressing it down so all that ink or watercolour makes contact with our paper. And then let's see. Oh, look at that. How pretty is that? It's glorious, isn't it? It's really, really lovely. And if you've done that in a stamp press, you might want to go back and put some more green into the leaves. I don't think I've got any more green on this, and I don't really want to risk ruining it. So let's just leave that to one side to dry a little bit while we clean this stamp off. So the different ways of doing it are that you can well, you can put more water on your stamp, or you can put water on your card that you're going to stamp onto, and you'll get a more watery look that way. So it's just up to you, whatever you fancy doing, or try them all, have a little experimentation, see which you like the look of best. But that's very, very pretty, I think. Dainty, delicate, and really, really pretty. I love it. I really love it. So if we put that on there, you can see we are far from grunge today, guys. Far from grunge. So there we are. So let's just give that a quick waft of heat. It's a technique that I would encourage you to give a go to, because you can't really go wrong. But, you know, get used to how much water you need to add, etc, etc. So that's going to go there. So I'm going to go around the outside with the ink. What did I do with my... Oh, they're here. And I think I'm going to use the Stormy Sky, I think. So I'll try this one. Let's just give it a bit of a clean first, because it's got something quite dark on it. And I don't want much, I just want an edge. There we go. So it's just a little blue edge around it. So next thing to do is stitch. And I'm going to stitch this separately, then stick it on. And that way then you'll be able to still use the back for journaling. So I'm going to take these both to the sewing machine, zigzag around the big one, zigzag around this one, and then I'll be back. Oh, forgot to say before I do, I want to just stamp something down there. Let's put that away. Oh, I meant to also ink around there. Loads of things I didn't do. I'm going to ink around there before I stitch it, and I'm going to stamp just coming up this side here with just a number. Oh, date. Yeah, date. Date will do nicely. Stamp block. Stamp block. Will it fit on there? Will it? Heck, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Oh my goodness me. All sorts of everything out on this desk. It'll fit on there, just about, look. Yeah, perfect. And I'm going to use the VersaFine Claire again. That's upside down. That's the right way. And I'm just going to do it about there. Perfect. Perfect. So it's just something. Put that back. And let's ink around this with the Dusty Concord. It's unusual not to be inking in very dark browny grungy colours, but I just thought you might like something different today. You could easily do this in a grunge style, easily. But so for those of you who missed it at the start, this is the alphabet challenge. We're up to the letter B, and today's prompt is botanical. Put that away. Right, so now I'm definitely going to stitch. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so there we are. I've chosen a light blue colour, which is kind of hard to see, but it is there. And for this one, I did a straight stitch. I did 2 rows around the whole thing. And I kind of like that look. So now it's just a question of sticking that down. And then using our little stamps just to decorate it a little bit. There we go, so want it about there, maybe up a little touch, about there. That looks fine to me. I've got a cleanish towel. All my towels end up filthy. That I could press down. Lovely. And then take these little stamps that we've got. I'm going to cut them out. I'll cut a couple out probably. Doesn't matter which ones. Times like this I really wish I could cut straight. So we've got one. And I've also got these blue ones that I made on another occasion. And I thought that might look quite nice there. So that's the only decoration I'm going to give it. You of course can give it much more. So let's just whiz round there. Put it away now. With a purple finger thingy. Just to get rid of that white edge really. It will make it stand out more, so that's alright. So that's that one, and I need a blue. Which blue did I use? Maybe that one? Really don't know. But that's alright anyway. So yeah, always keep your bits like this. Because you never know when they're going to come in handy. So that's those two, so let's stick those down. And then we've got all of this background and those stamps that we can use on another attempt or another something different completely. There we go. There we have it. That's it done. It's really easy, but boy oh boy doesn't it look nice. I think so anyway. And like I say, you can mess around yourselves with how much water you add, whether you add water to the paper first, which colours you use, what medium you use to colour with. Loads and loads of things that you can mess around with. But that, I just think it's stunning. I love it. I love that watercolour effect. And it's, you know, if you're not a watercolourist, why should you be? That's the perfect way to get your watercolour stamp, your watercolour image. No hard lines, no nothing. Just beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so thanks very much for joining me today on the Alphabet Challenge. The letter is B this week, and the prompt is botanical. And there we have it, botanical iris. So I'll see you guys again really soon when we carry on going through the drawers, see what we can unearth. Take care out there, everybody. Behave yourselves. I'll see you soon. Thanks.